Okay, so we're Team Suasana or JSNF. Um, my name is Sonia.
I'm Fariha.
I'm Nisha, and then Jessie wasn't able to finish the program, but she is still a very integral member of our team, and we miss having her. So the problem. According to Forbes, 77% of people wanted to learn how to live more sustainably in 2019. However, people often find massive amounts of information online about sustainability, and it can be overwhelming and sort of hard to sift through all this information. So when users do find solutions, they often struggle to implement them and are not actually able to apply these solutions to their own life. Additionally, in the beginning of the program, we ran some surveys on college students, our main focus group. And so the first graph highlights that students typically don't follow green habits due to financial reasons or because alternatives seem too complicated. And then the second graph shows that the main kinds of waste that the surveyors produce, and we based our habits off of these results.
The goal of this app is to guide users through the process of developing eco-friendly habits. Being college students ourselves, this app is pretty close to our hearts because it's an app we'd like to use every day. We named our app Suasana after the word environment in the Indonesian language, and it's very relevant because Indonesia is one of the most polluted countries in the world.
So how are we different? Our chatbot is the main reason as to why we differ from other green habit trackers. Chatbots are very flexible and offer a very wide breadth of possibilities. Suasana allows users to personally engage in conversation with her, similar to Alexa, and it addresses each user's own specific environmental concerns. Suasana also offers motivational speech to create a friendly yet driving environment, so each user can be motivated to actually want to complete their habits. Lastly, chatbots allow a lot of freedom to develop new features in the future. For example, we can create a feature that allows for in-app donations to nonprofits. So if a user says, I want to donate to an organization that helps coral reefs, it will take the keywords donate and coral reefs to provide the perfect organization to donate to. So next we have our prototype. Nisha's gonna pull that
Sorry
up.
about that, guys. My Zoom is like freaking out. Yeah, okay, so our prototype, let me share that.
So this is just a very simple loading screen with our logo. Then we have our Google sign-in. This is where you can make an account, all your data will be saved. So at the very top, this is our homepage. At the very top, we have our most important feature, our chatbot. After is a visual aid of the user's habits that they've completed or are currently in progress so that they can easily track their progress. Next, we have some helpful links. And lastly, we have our Suasana Pro subscription, which offers a Teams feature and a carbon footprint tracker. And when you click on the recycling, you can see some data, or like when you click on a habit, you can see some data like when you started, how many days you've been working on it, and like your percentage of completion. So here's our chatbot. This is basically what it looks like, and you'll see more of it in the app demo.
So for our technologies, one of the technologies we used was Dialogflow. So Dialogflow is a Google API that allows you to use natural language processing to build a chatbot. So it's a pretty cool technology because it allows you to use most of the machine learning work, and it does that under the hood, leaving us to create intents, users' intentions or what they would want, and entities, which are parameters that define how the user's information should be extracted. An important part of our Dialogflow chatbot is that we wanted it to be as personal and as natural as possible, which is why during the training phases, we tried to add as many intents as we could in all the different ways a user could say it. So now our agent can make basic conversation and follow simple orders.
So to build the basis of our iOS application, we use Swift and Swift UI. And then for our dependency manager, we utilized CocoaPods, which essentially allows you to pull in third-party libraries and makes it really easy for you to implement those in your Swift application. And then to interact with the dialog flow, we created a Node.js backend. So essentially, the Swift application will make a call to our Node.js backend, which then makes another call to our Dialogflow API, and it'll return back the response from the chatbot. Lastly, we had hoped to integrate a database and Firebase user authentication. However, due to losing a team member and time constraints, we weren't able to implement these two parts of our application, but we hope to integrate these in future iterations.
So now we have our business canvas model. Give me a second. I can't go over all the details of this, but I'll do my best to highlight the key points. I'm going to start with value proposition. I want to bring in a quote that goes, "We don't need a handful of people doing zero waste perfectly. We need millions of people doing it imperfectly." And I think it describes our values very accurately. Our goal is to create a personalized and informative experience for those who wish to better their habits. And with slow growth from many users, we can create a lot of positive change. So our key partners are nonprofit organizations and organizations that create sustainable products. Customer relations and channels. Social media is going to be a very powerful tool in communicating with our consumer base. It can serve as a customer service portal for those who have any questions or concerns, but it can also allow us to reach across a huge network of potential consumers. I also have our marketing strategy detailed out in our channel section, but due to time constraints, I can't go over it, but I'll have it linked in the chat. So next for cost structures, our two main revenue streams are our Suasana Pro package and in-app advertisements. So through the use of one of our features, we can actually advertise the products of our partners and receive 10 cents per link click. And with all this together, we have an estimated revenue projection of around 10,000 per year. And our key resources, most of them are human resources, app developers, marketing strategists, etc. But we are a nonprofit, so all of our revenue will either be donated or be used to further develop our application. So any key resources we may need will go through volunteer work in exchange for community service hours.
So now it's time for our app demo. In the sake of time, I just created a screen capture of us running the application. So this is our application running on an iPhone. As you can see, this is the chatbot screen. So the user can talk to the chatbot and it'll return information from the chatbot that we set up. Unfortunately, there is a bug with the Dialogflow API, as you can probably see over here. It's not recognizing this. And that's because when you make changes to the dashboard through the Google website, there's something wrong with it when it tries to update it back through the API. So I'm gonna actually let Fariha take over right now and show you how this actually looks through the chatbot. Okay, Fariha, I think you should have control now.
So I'm just gonna start by saying hi because it doesn't automatically say that to me. And then it's like, hello, I'm Suasana. And then just say habit if you want to start a new habit. So I'm gonna say habit. And then it says, okay, that's awesome that you wanna start creating eco-friendly habits. And then it gives me categories. So I'm just gonna choose one of them. I like my beauty routine, so let's go with beauty. Okay, repurpose or recycle old mascara wands and tubes. So it's just suggesting a habit for me. So I'm gonna say, okay. And then one part of the habit tracker that is integrated in the Dialogflow chatbot is here. So I'm gonna say, can you remind me to repurpose old mascara wands? Okay, so it says, I need you to tell me the day you would like me to remind you. So today's a Saturday, let's say Saturday. And then what time would you like me to remind you? Let's say 10 a.m. And then it says, okay, you're all set for repurpose or recycle old mascara wands and tubes every Saturday at 10 a.m. And then we want, like I said, we wanted it to be as natural and personable as possible. So we added some jokes. So I'm gonna say, hey, tell me a joke. So it's like, hey, why are they called Generation Z anyway? Because they will be the last ones left if we do nothing about climate change. I'll be like, haha, glad I can make you laugh. And then now it's done, so I'll say bye. And then it has small talk enabled, so it'll say goodbye to me.
Thanks, Riha. Okay, yeah, and I wanted to open the floor up for some questions.